I'm Autumn Ivy, and this is Dreadline Express. Dreadline Express is developed by David Konechny? David with a K, and some last name that I don't want to butcher further. But it is published by Shoreline Games. So this game is considered a psychological horror, but it's also very story-rich. Dreadline Express is a first-person psychological horror Metroidvania set aboard the last human train. Unravel mysteries of the enigmatic train, face strange passengers, and shape your path using a unique card-based mechanic that gives you full narrative control. This is no longer our world. What I found interesting about the idea behind Dreadline Express specifically, though, was the card system, because it very much reminded me of Inscription. Now, do I know if that's going to be the same concept? No, I've got no clue, but boy howdy, we sure are going to find out today. Oh, I was like, is that a door or like a discordant? I couldn't tell. This music is serious. So this is, again, polite and loving reminder, this is a demo. So there could be bugs, there could be a few things going on. Won't know till we're in it because it is still in development, but please be kind and keep that in the back of your mind while we play this game. Oh, I'm active, I'm live. Hello? Well, that doesn't look good. Look at an object and press to interact. Focus on the loudspeaker. The noise coming from the wall speaker cuts through the layers of my consciousness. It pulls me into reality. The electrical circuit crackles. Silence ensues. A moment later, an unfamiliar, sharply cut voice echoes through the compartment. With immediate effect, free movement on the train is forbidden. We've been spotted again. The lottery is already in progress, and the chosen passengers will be informed of their situation without delay. We expect your full cooperation. All hail the Supreme Engineer. Well, that seems not good. Alright, so let's see. Oh god, this is disorienting. Look outside. The pitch black darkness shrouding the sky is transforming. It swarms, breathes, and pulsates. An amorphous mass made up of thousands of tentacles. The steam locomotive at the front slows down under the terrible strain. Sticky sprouts are trying to make their way inside. The thin window glass is the last barrier separating me from that monstrosity. I've seen enough, you know, to know where this is going. Madness has taken hold of the clock of the... wow. Sorry. Dyslexia is dyslexia-ing. Madness had taken hold of the clock hands. Could this be related to the attack from outside? Could the train itself be reacting to it? The compartment is lit by warm candlelight. In other circumstances, it would seem cozy. I can see the original electric lights on the ceiling, but somebody has put them out of commission. Oh, you made an observation. Oh. Light has been our guide since the beginning of time. Within its reach, the unknown becomes tangible. It allows us to discover and learn. Here on board the train, human light is so much more reassuring. An invisible barricade protecting the fragile mind from the incomprehensible outside. The carriages have electric lights, but it's unclear if they work. In my private compartment, the lighting is cut off for some reason. I am left to the soothing glow of candles. The wax, however, is running out. Keep for later? Take in hand. So I don't know yet what keep for later or take in hand means. So I feel like I should maybe keep that for later. Oh, hello. I don't recognize a single one of the items lying around on the makeshift storage area. Do they belong to me? However, there is a piece of paper sticking out from one of the books. I'm drawn to it by an unspoken compulsion. The writing is rough and looks childish.
My mom's name was Rose. Dad says she was here with us. He says people forget here. He'll remind me of everything. She was born in 1917, got married at 20, and then she died here. He says I'm not allowed to write anything down, but what if I forget again? Her name was Rose. Rose Mather. Rose Mather.
You've revealed a fragment of your past. Wife. Like a broken vase, I glue the pieces of my life together. I had a wife, born in the year of 1917. She seems to have died here on the train. How it happened, I don't know. In spite of my best efforts, I've forgotten. But I loved her with all my heart. I failed myself. I failed Teresa. Keep for later? In my stale pockets full of grease stains, I discover an object. Leather-bound book without a title. Oh, that looks fancy. Raise your gaze and prepare it for reward. Not mere cards, these pages preserve memories and knowledge in a form not subject to external influences. Choose the cards you deem most suitable to achieve your goals and prepare them in your hand. The cards in your palm form intention, and as such they are always used together. If the current hand is no good for you, the path of modesty can help you. Narrow down your selection, think broadly, and pay attention to new leads. Okay. Ah. Oh. Interesting. So there's pages worth of cards. Interesting. Okay, that's really cool, actually. Tiny objects dance to the rhythm of train sleepers across a once elegant piece of furniture. The worn piece of wood is covered with many scratches from countless former passengers, but some of the grooves are fresher and deeper than others at first glance. Remotely, they give the impression of a coherent text. However, it is not possible to read it in the dim light. Okay, so are the cards reusable? Wait. To hand, inspect, take in hand. Hold and press to play your hand on the object in front of you. Perhaps if I grab the nearest candle, I might be able to read the lines in its flickering light. Interesting. This is really interesting. Hidden secrets emerge. With no small effort, I set to reading. Teresa Mather, born 1938, boarded 8 years old, beloved daughter. Kind, innocent, modest. Demise in the train. Coward, don't forget, you are a coward. I'm a coward. There are many fresh, deep punctures around the text. Strong knife stab wounds. You've revealed a fragment. Memories betray me. I have a daughter. How could I forget? Or rather, I had a daughter. Teresa was born in 1938. She was 8 years old when we boarded this train, the colossus of steel in which she died. It was my fault. I had the power to intervene. For that, I judged myself a coward. Interesting. Why are we crouching? Why are we crouching? Why are we, wait, why? Okay, I don't know why I have to crouch, but alright, that's fine. The door is locked from the outside. I can't open it from here. I'm trapped in my own compartment. There's something wedged between the door and the door frame, perhaps a note. A folded sheet of paper. It wasn't here before. It's addressed to me. A single sheet of paper with an impersonal message. In the lottery, your name was drawn. Thank you for your sacrifice. Wait for the arrival of the conductor and do not leave behind any memorabilia. There's no reason to endanger your loved ones. All hail the Supreme Engineer. Someone's coming for me. Hidden from the world is an unknown piece of luggage tucked under the seat. Sturdy leather-covered work case. Wear indicates active use. A numerical row locking mechanism guards the contents inside, should I know the combination. I would assume, if I were a betting man, that it's probably the daughter or the wife's. Maybe I can only use one. Try to guess the lock combination. I could use the daughter's year of birth as a code. However, the numeric lock is 8 digits. One date is not enough. Okay, so yes. So it is both. Got it. Could the birth years of the daughter and the wife be the solution to this riddle? I enter the numbers 1917 and 1938. The lock clicks with satisfaction. Look at us puzzling. We puzzled. A musty, leathery smell wafts from the inside. The case is about to reveal its secrets. It contains medical supplies, various reports, and a few other documents. A faded photograph, part of some kind of legal document, stands out from the rest. The face in it looks strikingly familiar. Identity documents. Now I know who I am. Apothecary. You learned about yourself. Samuel Mather. My own name is foreign to me, yet it is bound to me like a parasitic larva. By profession, I am an apothecary. Expert knowledge of chemical compounds and their effect on living organisms is my strength. I have sworn to use it as a tool of healing, but I can do harm as easily as I can help. I really like the art, and I really like the overall vibe, and the music is just stellar for this. No, no one's home, no one's here. Non we. Explore remedies. The suitcase is crammed with all sorts of tinctures, medicinal preparations, and powdered ingredients. The mixture of scents wafting from it overwhelms my sense. I'm getting to it! Fuck! I'm sure I'll find something useful here as long as I know what to look for. I mean... So... There's nothing else of note here. Oh, hello? I assume you have already had time to read the letter. Everything is clear to you, I believe. The Conductor towers over me. But don't worry, dear Mr. Mather. It will all be over soon, he says, relishing the moment. Before I take you away, is there anything you'd like to say? Dear Samuel, so this is your plan? You want to be useful? But we don't need any help on this board. We have placed ourselves entirely in the hands of our supreme engineer. Don't be worried. He grins. You'll soon get to know him, too. Let's get on our way. The Conductor reaches out his skinny hand to me. Just before his fingers touch me, the train rumbles. Far in front, the steam locomotive lets out a terrifying roar. The Conductor loses his balance as the train suddenly picks up speed. He grabs the doorframe to keep from falling. That hideous mass of tentacles behind the window is breaking apart. As the car breaks free from it, the Conductor straightens up. Before he slams the door to my compartment, I catch a look of anger on his face. The sound of his footsteps fades away to the left. The situation is calming down. Hello? The door is still locked, however, an announcement from the loudspeaker catches my attention. Once again, a voice echoes through the compartment. The immediate danger has passed. Praise the Supreme Engineer. The previous restrictions remain in effect, but you may leave your seats. Further instructions will be provided. Just then, something clicks in the door. It is very, very Inscription Meets Eclipsium, yeah. The paper carries binding rules for passengers. The Supreme Engineer, propelling this noble machine forward with his iron will, establishes the following boarding rules. The train's crew, forever loyal to the sovereign leader, swears to enforce this order by any means necessary, for this is the way to redemption. There are dozens of rules in the same spirit, restricting the free movement, food rations, property, and other freedoms of passengers, all for the greater good. The rules end with a list of possible punishments, under which stands the confident signature of the Supreme Engineer. Restrictive regime. Strict rules gnaw away the last remnants of freedom from the bones of passengers. They regulate food rations, duties, and freedoms in the world of the Supreme Engineer is law. The main points are as follows. Prohibition of free movement outside the assigned area. Prohibition of endangering one's own or others' lives unless ordered by the crew. No recording of events on the train or events that took place before. The train crew, conductors, are responsible for enforcing the rules. No price is too high. Interesting. I guess I could put this away for now. I like the concept of this game for sure. It's definitely interesting. The glass is marred by countless scratches, all on the outside. Though the yellowed filth, I watch a sky I don't recognize. Through the yellow filth, sorry. An alien sky that chills me to the bone. You made an observation. Every second I spend looking at the alien sky burns me inside. This is not our world anymore. The unnatural hue of the new sun looking down on the gnawed skeletons of human cities makes me dizzy. So, I think what's particularly interesting about a lot of this... The door's locked. From the other side comes a clicking sound, the origin of which is unclear to me. Okay. I think what's particularly interesting about a lot of this is it's very eldritch horror. Seemingly abandoned luggage. Some are empty, but most are full of personal belongings. They have become memorials. It's hard to guess what fate awaited the owner of this particular briefcase. So I assume... Well, so... A sad man with bloodshot eyes sits at the table. Do we have anything to say? So... Maybe? Young sir, the man's gaze is unexpectedly firm. You haven't spoken to me during our entire journey. Now you won't even introduce yourself and demand something from me. You will have to forgive me, but that being said, I refuse to be of any use to you. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Me? Hello? It me. Okay. Put that one away. Hello, it me. The man looks at me sternly again, but eventually his features give way. My pleasure, Samuel. Offering my hand to shake. My name is Garrett Wilcott. The profession of an apothecary is a very noble one, widely respected. I regret that the same cannot be said of my profession. I'm a judge, or at least I used to be, before I got on this train. Oh. You can identify passengers, interesting. Crime and punishment wage an eternal battle against each other. Those who commit evil stand against those who punish evil. And how else to punish than with evil itself? Becoming an instrument of justice robs a man of part of his humanity. It brings him closer to the evil he wants to fight. And no amount of iron robes and elaborate ethics will save him. And so, Garrett sacrificed himself for the sake of justice. We can only hope that his motivation was an altruistic need to protect others rather than his own pleasure in punishment. So this is very purgatory. I think Cheshire's kind of onto something. This is very purgatory coded for sure. All right, so I introduced myself. So now maybe we... You know, Samuel, I still sometimes hope to wake up from this nightmare. Then I'll look out at the sky. Garrett turns his head to the window, and I realize it's not a dream. It's really happening. There's nothing waiting for us. There's no one left. Only us, the crew of the last human train. You've learned something. There's nothing left but this train. A huge steel mass filled with despair and resignation. Is this an arc of hope, or a foolish attempt to escape the inevitable? The tracks ahead, like our future, are lost in an endless void. We are the last people, the last passengers. Okay. So we're getting some vibes. So some of the cards don't do anything. I understand what you're asking, Samuel. He ponders. You know, people need order, rules, and laws so they don't stray. Restrictions and punishments are certainly unpopular, yet necessary. If you are intelligent, you will comply. Hand over control and spend the rest of your life in calm. As far as I'm concerned, I am extremely glad that I no longer have to bear the burden of choice. I have no ambition to disrupt the order here. Interesting. Do you know anything about my wife? Family, he muses, is everything to a man. It's a legacy. It's meaning. At least that's how I used to think about it until recently. Are you interested in anything specific? Would you like to tell me something about your family, or are you asking about mine? Okay. So it doesn't sound like he has anything specific, but if we get him to talk about himself. In my profession, more than anywhere else, it applies that what is good for one can be evil for another. But I'm still only human. It's impossible for me to make universally correct decisions. If it still mattered in any way, I'd like the sum of my decisions to have a positive effect. Interesting. So, we've got the rules. So this clock isn't spinning. The ornamental decoration made of cut glass depicts an unusual scene. Despite the pastel colors, the mere sight of it unsettles me. What could be its meaning? Is there anything, I wonder, that we could maybe use? Perhaps. The shapes formed by the interwoven pieces of glass vaguely remind me of a foreign sky beyond the window. The stained glass window evokes the same feeling of hundreds of eyes tirelessly trying to seek me out, to find and destroy me. This person is in considerable discomfort. Head and hands and tremors are obvious evidence of such. His clothes are soaked with sweat. The acrid smell is almost unbearable. Hey, buddy, you, what, can I introduce, should I introduce myself? The young man only acknowledges me after several attempts. Mr. Samuel, he keeps shaking. We've already had the honor. Euler, sir, my name is Euler. Please. He trembles. A man of your profession, help me. The noise here is unbearable. This infernal machine will not let me rest. His eyes glisten. The noise never stops. It is part of all of us. The hum of the hum of the steam engine and the clank of the sleepers will be with us for the rest of our lives. The human mind is unusually adaptable, so most passengers have long since become accustomed to the constant roar of the machine. If we didn't, we would end up like this withered young man suffering from tremors in the corner of the carriage. Okay. Let's see if he knows anything about the train. Locomotive Bavarian. Class, I can't remember. The noise of that devilish machine never stops. The rails pound, the walls creak. What a creation I have helped to make. Help me from this noise, please. He gazes beggingly. He would like to say more, but in his condition, he's unable. Okay, so we know. Let's see if we can go back and offer him something to assist with the noise. I don't think I saw that before. Okay. So if I look at this. So I don't know what to look for. Oh, maybe here? Ah, search for a calming substance. Okay, got it. In addition to the recorded knowledge needed to produce various medicines, the case also contains several potent substances. Amongst the powdered ingredients and dried herbs lies a lone vial of brown liquid. Last remaining dose of laudanum. I should use it wisely. There must be more than one use for it. Interesting. Tinctures of opium, used to cure many ailments, that is, until they were banned in the early 20th century. And yet one innocent-looking bottle is found amongst my inventory. Consumption of the substance causes a shift in consciousness, feelings of euphoria and peace. It relieves both physical and mental pain. Interesting. We have the ability to make laudanum. Huh. Is there anything else, I wonder? Does anything? No. Okay. So I like that it really does make you sit and think for a moment. Oh no, that's not good. Hello? The unpleasant noise is interrupted by a firm and measured voice. Announcement to the passengers, speaks the conductor. Our providers in the dining car have just finished preparing today's rations. Food will be distributed at the conductor's office service window. Begin approaching it one by one. Respect the order determined by your place in the car. Mr. Mather will approach first. To the Supreme Engineer, our gratitude. Interesting. So let me see if... Yeah. Let's see. The young man licks his lips greedily and seems lost in thought. He's clearly hungry, but eventually he notices me and reacts. Laudanum? The young man's eyes dart around as he begins to recite mechanically. An opium tincture, a narcotic for sedating the body, relieving pain, and inducing a feeling of bliss. Why are you mentioning it, though? Do you have any? Please, my head isn't working properly in all the noise. You need to be more specific. Interesting. Mr. Samuel, the young man stutters. Be careful. The freedom of movement is restricted here. The crew recently closed the store for other passengers. Study the boarding rules thoroughly. They're displayed on the walls. Stay safe, he says, turning away. The door's locked anyway. Several papers pinned to the wall and lining. As far as I can tell, it's some kind of mathematical calculations and equations, but it is not within my ability to understand them. Every single paper is signed with the name Euler P. Meadow, combinatorialist, Miskatonic University. Ah. That's what he does. Euler P. Meadow, a name belonging to an obviously brilliant mind, a consciousness capable of peering behind the curtain of the universe and seeing the grand order in chaos. Combinatorics is the science of ordering, selecting, and enumerating possibilities. It reveals the true magnitude of the potential of an individual and quantifies our destiny. Very smart man! Very, very smart man do very smart things. Service window. Ah, Mr. Mather, it's good to see you again. As a form of apology for a recent misunderstanding, I have taken the liberty of personally delivering your rations to your compartment. You will find your plate hidden under one of the seats. I'm sure you understand that I would hate for a passerby to get hold of it. Bon appetit. I wonder, can I ask him anything while I'm... You can go now. The food is in your compartment under the seat. I wish you a good appetite. So no. The answer is no. Yes, definitely Lovecraftian, yeah. With under my seat. Hello, food? Food. Food, food. Food. The impenetrable darkness refuses to give up its secrets. I'm trying to find something in the dirt and dust by fuel. No, there's nothing here. At the very back, in the layers of dust and cobwebs, lies a silver object. Oh. Yeah, that's tasty. A tray with food, as the conductor said. Next to the plate of disgusting mush lies a piece of paper. A letter. How do I know they're not poisoning my food? It's from Supreme Engineer. The letter begins, Dear Mr. Mather, recent events in which you have been involved have caught my personal attention. Please accept the attached insignia as a symbol of my direct oversight of you from this moment onwards. Now eat in peace, and as early as possible, visit your conductor. He's already been instructed and will explain everything to you. Until then, do not speak to anyone. Do not put this matter on hold. Oh, I'm suddenly important, I guess. Oh, okay. Insignia, symbol of the crew. You've learned something. A symbol of the totalitarian regime that rules the train. It's a badge that the crew proudly wears on their chests, signifying their superiority over other passengers. I was given an insignia by the Supreme Engineer. I should think very carefully before telling anyone about it. Huh. The thing on the plate isn't food. The sight of the burbling abomination causes me physical distress, and the pungent smell makes my head spin. However, it is only now that I realize how hungry I really am. My stomach is nodding up. I'm actually considering trying it. Is there anything that I can do for it? So there's more conversations we could have with Garrett Wilcott. Someone is blocking the door from the other side. I'm afraid I have no choice but to eat that thing on the table. Icky. Ew. Perhaps I will try to at least eat some dry bread. What have I done? I can't believe I ate that atrocity. What primal urge must have taken hold of me? Ew. Gross. Okay, so that's done. Yeah, I would have been interested to see if that was the case, if it could, if you could have fed it to him. Though, it occurs to me there's more of a conversation to have with you. Ask about the train. My knowledge of the matter is modest, but one thing's certain. The world as we know it is over. And this train, our train, is the last vestige of human civilization. We must not stop or even slow down. Never. Garrett seemed to recite this phrase mechanically. I still haven't decided whether this steel behemoth is our salvation or our prison. Okay. Garrett glares at me. Laudanum? I'm familiar with the effects of the substance. However, I don't understand why you mention it. Do you happen to have some on your purse? Can you be more specific, dear Samuel? No. So, we could ask him about the membership insignia. I'm curious what he has to say about the Yes, Euler and I have occasionally engaged in casual conversation in the past. Those were rare moments when he was feeling well. However, we didn't have much in common. This man is fascinated by both mathematics and railways. He knows both subjects inside out, and I'm sure he could tell you a lot, even about our train. Okay. What about the unbearable noise? No. Garrett reflects. I can't say I'm particularly bothered by the noise here. I'm very glad for that, because you can't run away from the noise. The ears cannot be closed. Perhaps only a medicine, he continues. A soothing remedy would help. However, here on board, who would have such a thing in their scarce reserves? He gives me a significant look at those words. Got it. So I have 2 cards I'm missing, which makes me wonder... Fuck it. I see that symbol even in my own dreams. It's everywhere, reminding us that we're under the protection of the crew and the Supreme Engineer. Okay. So he doesn't really tell us anything. It's strange we're missing 2 cards, though, because he didn't really give us any information outside of that. I wonder if I hold the apothecary card and the laudanum card, if that makes a difference, too. So... what if I do this? What a kind offer, really. I appreciate it immensely, especially coming from you. However, I don't use addictive substances. The young man suddenly grits his teeth as a new wave of pain overwhelms him. No, you're right. I'm willing to try anything. This is no longer endurable. With those words, he swallows the contents of the offered bottle. Oh, he looks happy. Good, great. Laudanum will do that to you. The young man's troubled features finally relax. Comfort. Peace. Thank you. Cool. Hey, so now that that's done, can we talk about stuff? Maybe? The young man's face brightens further as he begins to talk. A Bavarian A2 class locomotive, serial number. He starts reciting the technical specifications. You know, I know a lot about trains, and I actually helped get this one working, he says, lifting his chin. They hired me for that. It was a bit of an odd job, but very fulfilling. Finally, I can enjoy the ride. It's just a shame we can't go any faster. The train is going slower than it should. I don't know why, but something is holding it back. Could it be the tentacles? Perhaps. No, can't do that. It's incredible, isn't it? Euler gazes outside. How our world has changed and how quickly. Those things out there must wield terrible power. He looks fascinated. It's as if the end of the world was an enticing mystery for him to solve. Oh, good. We love a crazy man with that. What do you think about the judge? Do you mean the man across the corridor? Sometimes when I wasn't in pain, he kept me company. He did most of the talking. He reflects. He described vividly how much he would love to have a drink again. Now I understand after having tried laudanum, but he isn't suffering from physical pain like I was. He's tormented by memories. He avoids being specific, but must have done something which he cannot forgive himself. It must have been a terrible sin. Ah. We all make mistakes and commit sins. However, some sins burden us so heavily that the weight of remorse becomes unbearable. Our conscience becomes an enemy, endlessly tormenting us with our unchangeable past. It is a weakness that others can exploit if they have the right tools. A person can be completely destroyed by their sins, or stripped bare and exposed. Garrett's remorse gives him no peace. He must have done something terrible. How many sinners are still on board? Interesting. The judge occasionally mentioned that he was troubled by his conscience, yet he never went into detail. Someone else may know more. Sadly, I can't help you. Well, Judge, can we talk about your sins? Garrett hesitates at first. You know, He doesn't seem very talkative. If you're wondering who did something wrong, I'd focus on the man behind the blanket across the corridor. He diverts the conversation. Suspicious character at first glance. Sure does sound like you're hiding something. The man across the corridor. A few blankets hung on a wire from an improvised wall. It's a sort of shelter providing the passenger on the other side with an apparent sense of privacy. Interesting. So, what happens if I... Leave me alone. The man on the other end snaps at me. Ah. There are thousands of reasons to go into seclusion, but often just one is enough. It is not at all clear what drove the builder of this improvised shelter to voluntarily isolate himself, but however flimsy this lonely fortress may be, its symbolism is clear, and the other passengers acknowledge it, at least to some extent. Laudanum will definitely take care. Yeah, that's real. Okay, so we have voluntary isolation, to which he wants to be left alone. Garrett glances at the ragged wall behind my back. I know very little about the man out here hiding from the world, but one thing is clear to me. He's weak. A weakling and a coward. Some people are born this way. For others, it's the result of an overprotective mother. Of course, every one of us aboard this train has plenty of reasons to be sad. However, he glares at me. None of us fall into such strong melancholy, do we? So there's nothing that I can do with that. Obviously, I'm missing a card here. I want to get that last card. So there's a facet of conversation I'm definitely missing. Technically that is the end of the demo, but I would really like to figure out this last card, because we have all the rest of them. Yu-Gi-Oh's changed since I last played. Real. Okay, so it occurs to me... Countless bottles of various spirits cover the tabletop. Some of the labels are familiar, others I'm seeing for the first time. All the bottles have one thing in common. They're completely empty. There's not even the faintest hint of bitter alcohol scent one might expect. Why their owner put them on display here is a mystery to me. Ah, there it is. Okay. Never mind. Mute figures made of glass, empty and without purpose. Yet here they are, displayed in front of one of the passengers. Is this a sentiment? A string pulling the mind back to times long gone? A materialized remembrance can take many forms. So I would be interested to know about the bottles. Garrett raises his eyebrows. I'm not surprised by your question, Samuel. For the first few weeks, maybe months of our journey, the alcohol in those bottles provided me with comfort, a connection to my lost life. But it's been a long time since the last drop dried up. There will never be another one like this or any other, he says gloomily. Sometimes, however, I can still sense that sweet hint of alcohol, fleeting and elusive. That's why I keep them here. In our situation, there is no longer any reason to keep our petty secrets. I would give anything for the chance to feel that beautiful alcoholic intoxication one last time. Well, I would say that there is definitely a lot more to discover with this game. So I think that that's about the gist of how far we can go. We found all the cards currently in this demo. And then I think moving forward to this... Yeah, it's a regime restriction. So I'm going to try one last thing just to see. I press the symbol against the surface of the door. The wooden material reacts, beginning to emit heat. Something clicks inside the frame. A latch. The door is unlocked. The train invites me further into its innards. So we got it. We are basically done. I'm Autumn Ivy, and that was Dreadline Express, the demo. If you guys would like to check it out for yourselves, you are more than welcome to do so. It is available on Steam. Overall thoughts, I liked it. So it was very almost Inscription-esque, intermingled with a few other things. The card mechanic is fascinating. I think that it almost has like this mystery noir-esque setting with the way that they kind of carried through. The art was really cool. The characters are fascinating. I am really interested to see how it plays into almost like this eldritch purgatory, because it is very Lovecraftian, right? But it's almost like, it really is almost a, like noir detective Lovecraft. I don't even know, but I like it. I don't really have any complaints. I mean, it's a really straightforward psychological horror. It is a lot of storyline base, definitely story rich for sure. And a lot of exploration. It occurs to me, though, that looking at some of these screenshots, there's definitely a lot more to learn and to discover. The observation system is really interesting, and like card combos. I would like a thing, I think, maybe to check off card combinations related to certain characters. That would be cool, just to keep it organized. But again, I suppose it would kind of defeat the purpose, you know, with what it's planning. So again, I'm Autumn Ivy. That was Dreadline Express. No direct complaints. I'm looking forward to it, and it's definitely on my wish list so that we can kind of discover what else is happening. Please take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Also, don't forget that indie horror is the lifeline. So if you guys wish list a game, it's absolutely free to do so, but you do give the game a push. Sharing, likes, engagement of any kind is always going to further things and also keep, keep indie devs, doing what they do best. And that's super important, of course, here. That's the reason that I continue to do this, and support independent games along those lines. So as always, you can find my stuff at autumnivyofficial.com as well as merch at autumnivy.com. I will have some new releases coming up as well, and currently everything is discounted, so if you guys want to check out the subscriber area where I have lots of other cool stuff, photo sets, audios, videos, and more, you definitely should. I also do Workout Wednesdays, so you can check out some workouts too. But yeah, take your grandma's dog and goldfish dog for a walk. Just do it. Okay, I love you, bye.